Blue. Hey, good evening, everybody. Weather Extra. I don't know why I do that. If you don't ever watch me do these, I like to think it's more of an experience than it is an update, but nonetheless, let's talk. Did you just laugh?
I love it. Okay, I love it.
Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Jeff Desnoyers going to give you an update. I drink coffee at night and when I work the morning show on Saturday and Sunday as well. Some comments already coming in. Hi, Aubrey. Hi, Vacation Valerie. Destiny, you can go to sleep in Northwest Alabama. Just have a way to wake up if something hits your area. I'm going to talk about the forecast right now. There is a lot of stuff going on to our west and northwest. I'm going to show you the radar for the Midwest. And there are areas in Arkansas, West Tennessee, Missouri, Illinois that are literally getting pummeled by severe weather. Not just tornadoes, but heavy rainfall, large hail. And we are so fortunate here in the Tennessee Valley that that frontal boundary that all those storms are lining up along is staying to our west. And it's not barreling into the area tonight. It's nearly stationary. And that's part of the problem. Because if you are a location along that frontal boundary, that I'm going to show you here in a moment, it just continues to bring you severe weather today, tomorrow, and Friday. For us, it is so close, but just far enough north and west that we had a few storms today. They did go severe for areas in like Colbert County, Lauderdale County. Not much in the way of any kind of storm damage or anything like that. There was some large hail and some winds. And we had just regular strong winds during the day, but nothing severe enhanced by the thunderstorms. But yeah, I mean, like, catching a huge break. That front doesn't make a move to our area until Saturday night. And that's when we'll have more in the way of showers and thunderstorms more widespread for Saturday night into Sunday. And that's a part of the forecast that we're going to fine tune as we get closer to the weekend, because that could be our opportunity to have maybe some stronger or severe storms. But right now, when you look at the radar, which is great that we have this dual thing going on, it's pretty cool. Somebody said they have no audio. Oh no. I don't know, that might be just one person. Somebody, I have a question about Scottsboro. We're going to get a tornado. No, Aubrey, you're probably not going to get a tornado in Scottsboro. But let me see if we can hear me.
Yeah, volume.
You got volume?
I got volume.
Okay, so it's user error. Sorry. Yeah. So Cassandra is answering Aubrey's question about the tornado. Thank you. There will probably be no tornadoes in Scottsboro tonight. So let's take a look at the radar. You're going to see some ground clutter over by Scottsboro where the high top radar is. That is not anything falling, rain, or anything like that. It's just some ground clutter. Off to the north and west, so you see some rain. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to zap this and go forward. And there's the frontal boundary. You see all the red and yellow? It goes all the way from literally Michigan all the way back into Louisiana. That is a wall of severe weather right there. Like, it is just lined with tornado warnings. It's lined with damaging winds, heavy rainfall, large hail. And if you're in southern Illinois, Indiana, western Kentucky, western Tennessee, Arkansas, the Jonesboro area in Arkansas has been hit very hard tonight. They've been live almost wall to wall for like 6 hours now. And then that line goes all the way back to Dallas. Like, it's pretty far southwest. And you look at this frontal boundary and you think, wow, it's going to come barreling on in. It's so close. Those storms are so close. But they just struggle to move east because the front doesn't move. The front's kind of just wobbling back and forth. It has nowhere to go. It's like a drunken sailor. Goes a little east, goes a little west, goes a little east, goes a little west. And every time it makes that eastern jaunt, it gets close enough to bring just a slight chance of storms. And that's what we had here today. And we have a chance tonight too. We're not quite out of the woods yet, as some of these storms will likely clip our Middle Tennessee viewers tonight, but not so much for Giles County and Lincoln County. It's like Wayne and Lawrence County will have the higher chance for storms. There's actually a tornado watch for both counties. And that's how close it's going to be. Like, these storms literally come right up to the state line and then they back off. And then we do it again tomorrow and it'll be really close again. And there could be a slight chance of a storm for Northwest Alabama tomorrow afternoon and Friday afternoon. But again, the main concern for us will not be the next couple of days. We're just really warm, like record-setting warmth. Temperatures were in the mid-80s today. It was really humid. It had that summer-like feel out there for the early part of April, right? All right. So you see the storms. Let me back it up. I'll put it in motion. See how they're all just riding right along that front? So yeah, there's a lot of movement there. It's more like south to north or southwest to northeast, but the overall line itself is not really darting to the east. And that's why we get so lucky for the next couple of days. If that had parked itself, that front was right over the Tennessee Valley, this would be completely different, completely different. So forecasting really no storms tonight for really 99% of our forecast area. Again, I'll probably stick around here for a little while after the newscast and just keep an eye on things, make sure everything behaves. Eric Burke will be in here later tonight, and he'll have the very latest too for you through the mornings, through the morning hour and the morning shows is what I was trying to say. And yeah, I mean, it's going to come really close. And if you have the WAFF 48 app and you have the radar, which is very good, make sure it's not set to future. Make sure it's set to current. And what will happen is you will see these storms, and it will be so close all night long. And if you live like in western Lauderdale County, maybe even into Florence and the Shoals, you'll probably be able to see the lightning in the distance. It's going to be that close. So hi, Christine Tinker. It's good to see you on. Let me see here. Somebody asked about Decatur. I don't have any storms for Decatur tonight. Should be fine. Holly says, I feel like we're going to get bad weather sometime this weekend. That's a gut check for you, Holly. I got it. I get those little gut feelings sometimes, too. I don't know if it'll be widespread severe weather this weekend. I think it's going to be probably more just rain, but we'll see how it goes. Tornado watch for the counties in red, as I mentioned, Wayne and Lawrence County, parts of Mississippi. It is so close to our area, right? I mean, like, we're very fortunate right now. Very fortunate how this is playing out. Next weather maker. Hopefully this will pause. There you go. So there's 3 a.m. This is what I mean by how close. Look how close those storms are to northwest Alabama, right? On a line from Nashville to almost Tupelo by 3 a.m. And then we go to the 6 o'clock hour, and they are just barely hitting Lawrence and Wayne County. You could have a little rumble of thunder in far western Lauderdale County, but these storms literally will back off and then lift back to the north by 9 a.m. on Thursday. It's like a little yo-yo. It's just kind of teasing you, coming and going, just like this, right? It's really close. And then they stay well to our north and west during the day tomorrow. There may be an isolated cell that slips into northwest Alabama sometime in the afternoon, but for most locations, I think it's dry again tomorrow and just really warm. Our forecast graphic there has us in the 70s to low 80s, but I think we're a little warmer than that. And not as much wind tomorrow either. So gusts today were like 35, 40. But not so much tomorrow. Probably more like 25, 30 tomorrow, but really warm. Feels like a summer. Adam says it feels like a summer night tonight. It really does. If you were outside, it's got like humidity and it's like, it's crazy. It's like, it doesn't feel like early April. It feels like almost like early June, right? That's what happens when you set daily high temperature records. Like we came really close to today. We have an outside chance tomorrow too. Betty says, are we going to get storms in Athens? Probably not so much tonight. You should be good. Keep an eye on it. It'll be close. I just showed you that, but should be all right. Dustin says, tonight is a no. Is it going to be bad? I don't think so. Noah, tornado chances for Huntsville in the foreseeable future? No. Casey. Hey, Casey Few, how are you doing? Good to see you. I'm a girl. Hi, Casey. How are you? Hope all is well. It's always good to see. Your irises, by the way, are coming up in the garden. And if anybody doesn't know, I like to garden, and Casey gave me irises last year. They planted them in my garden, and now they're coming up, and they're going to be beautiful this year. They're actually extra big, and they're taking over the whole garden. You rock, and thank you, Casey. And you know how I met Casey? Well, I met her at a parade first, but then she came to one of our weather radio programmings with irises in hand. Incredible. Can't beat that. Megan says, the wind had me fighting for my life today, working in the yard. Yard work and gusty winds up to 40 miles an hour are a rough combination, I'm sure. That's why I'm waiting until next week. Oh, by the way, real quick, let me show you this real quick. I showed you the next weather maker, right? 10 day. So many of you are asking me, can I plant stuff in the garden? I always tell you to wait till the middle of April. Now, I'm reckless and I don't listen to my own advice and I plant like crazy. Usually in March and early April. But next week, after the storms roll through here Saturday night into Sunday, and how severe they are or whatever, we don't know yet. We'll work on that. Cold, chilly temperatures, especially Monday night and Tuesday night of next week. There could be some low to mid 30s, which means it could be a little frosty. So if you put something in the garden this weekend when the temperatures are in the 80s on Saturday and it's mainly sunny before the storms come at night, you may have regrets. If you put something in the garden and it's going to be cold and you have nothing to cover it with, take a little bit of water, put it around the soil of the actual new planting that you put in. The water, the wet water, will hold the heat of the soil, and it will make it so that soil around that planting does not get as cold, and it will likely spare your plant until the temperatures warm up the next morning. It's a very sneaky way. You think you put water in, you think it would freeze. I know, it's odd. But when you put the water in the soil, it actually helps retain the heat of the soil overnight, and it will save your plant. So if you do that, you're good to go. Anyone giving weather radios? We never really gave any away, Faye. We program them, but you usually have to buy them. And I do believe we have some weather radio programming days coming up, but I don't know when or where yet. And that will be a TBD, to be determined. Nothing set yet. Hey, Brett, what's up, buddy? The Braves scored some runs, right? Oh, we got to get a win, right? I know Carl will be very happy to know that. Like, he's not very happy. Amy Parker says, tornado threat this weekend. I think it's really too early to call for that. I would focus more on just some thunderstorms Saturday night into Sunday that could produce some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. Obviously, as the days get closer to the weekend, we'll be able to fine-tune the forecast, but I don't know about a widespread tornado situation for us, but certainly some wind and some rain. And the storms will come in again Saturday night into Sunday morning, which overnight storms tend to create that anxiety. It brings up to a new level, right? That's why it's so important to have ways to get updated. So often, by the way, here's a great reminder. Where am I at time-wise? Jeez, I could talk forever. You know that, right? So a lady came in today. She's so sweet, and I forget her name, and I sat in the lobby and I talked to her because she wanted her weather radio program. And she said, I need to be prepared. I need to be better. I have to have this weather radio working. She had everything set perfectly, but you know what she did? On the right side of the weather radio, I wish I had one to show y'all, she had turned it off. All you got to do is just keep it on. I know it gets frustrating when it goes off a million times, but don't hit it off. So she was like, I think I have it programmed correctly. She did, and it was good, but she turned it off. So every time there was a warning, it was like flashing, but it wasn't making noise. So she wasn't waking up, and it was very scary for her. Aubrey, I don't know how the storms are going to play out for this weekend in Scottsboro on Saturday night into Sunday. I would just say it's best to probably stay updated. It's only Wednesday. It's literally over 72 hours away. And obviously when we get closer to those days, when we get closer to the actual day happening, we get these things called high resolution models, forecast models. Not the models that run down the runway, but the high resolution weather models. And what happens is it's a great tool to zero in on the forecast, and they just don't go out far enough yet. Well, they will soon. We'll give you updates. How much rain is in the forecast? That's awesome to let me. Brad, that's a great question. 0 through Saturday night. So no rain, most likely, unless you get one of these rogue storms tonight, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday during the day. You got to wait till like literally midnight Saturday night. Now, when we get to Saturday night into Sunday, it's game on with rain. And we focus so much on the severe weather, and everyone's asking, we having tornadoes on Saturday night and Sunday? And we will definitely answer that question when we get closer. But we so often forget about how much rain can fall. And that's exactly what happened with the storms last Sunday night into Monday. I was on air on Sunday, and I said, hey, look, severe weather chance Sunday night into Monday. Here's the timing of everything, but don't sleep on the rainfall. And we ended up having like a huge flash flooding situation Monday morning when Eric Burke was on air. And it really, truly turned into be more of a rain event than any kind of wind damage or anything else. So we always lose sight of how much rain can fall. So Brett, that was like a volleyball serve, and I tried to spike it down like there because you set me up, my friend, and I appreciate that. You like that? Good job?
That was good.
Yeah. All right. What about Giles County? I got here late. Wayne, you have asked me about Giles County like 20 times today. I got you, buddy. I got you. You are right on the cusp of some storms. I think they're mainly west of you. That's why I said to you back at 3:30 when you asked me, and I still feel that way. I still feel like the storms are going to be just to your west and north, but it's close. So have a weather radio. Make sure you have a way to get up. Have the 48 app. It will beep, beep, beep. Brad will talk to you. There's lightning is in your area. I can't do Brad's voice. I can only drink out of the coffee cup that he gave me for Christmas. That's all I can do. Where are we at time-wise? 9:47. See, if you ever jump on a Saturday morning or Sunday morning at like 8:15,
songs out here.
We just talk for like an hour, and I literally will talk to everybody. But
You have about 13 minutes.
I got this 10 o'clock newscasting we got to do.
You have the news to do, right?
I know, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Who's there with me? Oh, it's Kate. Kate, say hi. You gotta say hi. So Kate does all the work. She gets us all set up. Get in the circle.
No.
Get in the circle. There you are. So as many of you know, Tatiana is here on the weekends, and she is fabulous. And Kate is fabulous too. And she just helped me set this whole thing up. Otherwise, I would not be able to talk. There would be no information happening right now.
No, I don't believe that.
Riley says West Lauderdale County for tonight. If we have a storm, Riley, it will be for Western Lauderdale County. How strong it will be, you'll be really close. I mean, I think in Western Lauderdale County, you could look north and see storms, and you might not even have a drop of rain. It's going to be that close. Like, I'll go back. Can I go back? I can go back. What time is it?
9:48?
Bam, bam, bam. Here's the timeline. So, Riley, here you go. That is 6 a.m., and that's the closest that this forecast model has to storms. And then, whoop, back to the north. It's that close. Tricky forecast. And Gloria says, Brad is awesome. Brad is awesome because he got me this cup, and he's an awesome meteorologist, and I've learned a lot from him. So, and I know how to forecast severe weather so much better than when I came here. Is Saturday night into Sunday going to be bad like tonight? Be bad. Tonight's not going to be bad, Ian, for us. Well, it is for like states away from us, but we're not having storms tonight. So Saturday night into Sunday will be worse because we'll actually have storms, but I don't know if they're going to be severe yet. Probably more rain and wind, I would imagine. Samantha, great question. Will the wind be as bad throughout the next few days too? So today we had this frontal boundary to the west that was sparking all these storms, right? And then we had a high pressure that was off the coast, and the gradient between the two was really tight, and you squeeze that air in really tight, and you create these gusty winds out of the south, right? That gradient will back off a little bit tomorrow and won't be as strong. So your winds will probably be more like 25, 30 gusts instead of 40, and there probably won't be a wind advisory for that. So your answer to your question in like non-meteorology dorkiness, not as windy the next few days. Oh, you're not bothering me, Dwayne. I'm just trying to let you know I'm keeping the same forecast. I feel like what I told you earlier is still good. And trust me, I understand the storm anxiety thing. I totally get it. Especially with what some of y'all have been through down here with so many bad storms and so many times.
So many good comments out here. Wow.
Oh,
Singing the praises.
this is the good stuff right here. This is good stuff.
Great.
You know what? If somebody takes the time to write a comment, I'm going to take the time to answer. You know what I'm saying?
As you should.
All right, Charlene Venable. Oh, I love Charlene. Charlene's awesome. Where are we time-wise? 9:50. You really do. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, look at you. Really, you make your audience feel comfortable and trust you.
Wow.
Charlene, you're gonna make me cry.
We need.
You're gonna make me cry tonight. I appreciate that. Where's the Kleenex? Riley, thank you, Jeff. You're very welcome, and I appreciate you watching and the follow. Donna, D-O and PC is in the house. If you don't know who that is, that's Donna Oliver, and she's in Phil Campbell. D-O and PC. Fist pump, Donna Oliver. She's awesome. You're welcome, Donna. Might be able to see the lightning to the north in Florence in the morning. Yes. Keen, that's great. Yeah. Tammy Smith, what about Rogersville? I think you're okay tonight. I just want to give you 100% clear, but I can't quite do that. But I really, truly think the storm is going to stay north and west of you. I'm going to watch it closely, but I think the majority of our area actually gets a break tonight. Gloria, thank you. We think you rock for watching 48. What do you think of that? That's awesome. Kaylee's spelled totally cool, by the way. K-A-Y-L-E-I-G-H.
That is so cool.
I want to spell my name Jeff with like J-E-F-Z. Jeff's. I don't know.
Like the G-E.
I want something phonetically cool like that. Kaylee says, so do you think we'll have an alert day this weekend? That's another great question. And thank you for knowing that we issue 48 first alert weather days. If we have one, it's a tricky one. Do you put it for Saturday when the storms are overnight Saturday, or do you put it for Sunday when the storms weaken and become mainly rain? I don't know that part yet, but we'll figure it out. And I would assume that one of the days will have an alert. I don't know how we're going to play it out, but the impact is late Saturday night into Sunday right now. So, but great question. Thank you.
All right, we got 7 minutes.
7 minutes. Molly, I see you. Molly lives in Henniker. And I know that because I go to Henniger all the time. I spend a lot of time in Valley Head and Henniger and also out towards Mentone.
Through there and it's mountainy.
It's very mountainy, yeah. And it's really sad about Henniger, though, is beautiful area. But from the storms last May, there's actually still evidence of that when you drive on 40 because there's all these big trees that are still on the side of the road.
Rooted, yeah.
Yeah, I go out that way all the time. All right, y'all, I think I'm getting in trouble. Yeah, that's what happens when it gets really, so she said, love the two-tone beard. See, what happens is when my beard grows out, my goatee is darker than my thing. There's nothing done. I don't do anything to my beard, except it's just really gross and bushy right now, and it's probably got food caught in it and everything else.
Call me out.
Mm-hmm. So what happens is I have the ability to keep my goatee dark when it gets long, but my side of my beard is completely gray. So I think that's called the salt and pepper look, but I'm not really sure. I just know that it really,
George Clooney, yeah.
yeah, it needs it. Danny, what's the chances of the cold front dropping down enough to allow the storms to enter northwest Alabama? It's really close, Danny, but I think that it stays mainly north. It's a tricky call. That front is so close, but I think for the most part it stays north. We'll keep an eye on it and watch it, but I think our best chance or highest chance of more widespread rainfall for the entire valley will be Saturday night to Sunday. But if we're going to have a rogue storm tonight or tomorrow afternoon, it would be for northwest Alabama. But I want to emphasize, northwest Alabama is big. I'm talking like western Lauderdale County at this point. So if you're not in western Lauderdale County, I think you're okay. No, I can't show anything else, everybody. I gotta go. I'll show it on air in just a few moments because it's 10 o'clock somewhere. It's good. All right, so I'm gonna hit this green button.
Yup.
Everybody have a good night. If anything does pop, I'm not going anywhere. I'll stick around here at the station and I will do a Facebook Live and come back on at some point. And if it holds off until morning, Eric Burke will take the reins and he's got your back too. Hopefully neither one of us will have anything to talk about and the storm stay north and west. Everybody be safe. Bye.